Hello there everyone and welcome to Lancelot's Nerd Corner. I'm Lancelot, and today I'm bringing you another episode of Off the Cuff, a series where I talk impromptu about 1/6 scale figures in my collection that I want to show more love to in the form of a video, but not necessarily a whole review. And today I'd like to present you all with Tuxedo Joker. Now this came out in 2017 originally, 6 years ago, so quite a while back. And obviously it's from the pretty awful Suicide Squad film, the 2016 one from David Ayer, probably up there with some of the worst superhero or comic book films. And so this figure represents a rare instance in my collection where I'm not really as much of a fan of the film it's from, or even the portrayal, the specific portrayal of the character. I just really like the look of the figure and the costume. It's like kind of remove the context of the film and the representation on screen, and you're just kind of left with how good is this as a 6 scale figure. And I think it's pretty damn good. I don't even really like the purple coat look of this Joker. That's kind of like his main look, I guess. I don't even really like that one. I just really specifically like this tuxedo look because to me it's very reminiscent of Jack Nicholson's mime costume from '89 Batman, and I've actually been hunting down that figure for a while. I also really like it because it's very reminiscent of the cover art of The Death in the Family Part 4 by Mike Mignola, where the Joker in the cover art is wearing a tuxedo. It's not the exact style as this one, but it's still very reminiscent of it. And lastly, I also think this particular tuxedo look is the most tame costume of the Jared Leto Joker. He had like a bunch of different outfits throughout the film, and none of them I really like that much, except for this one. Another reason why I really like this figure is that the head sculpt has this expression that's like, it captures that look of a killer, of like this unpredictable, deranged psychopath that the Joker is. And I feel like the combination of the expression, the tuxedo outfit, and some of the accessories, it really makes the Jared Leto Joker look really intimidating. And now I just wish that he had played a more reserved, kind of like silent but deadly type of Joker, which, I mean, I guess Heath Ledger already did that. Not really though. Heath Ledger was pretty talkative as the Joker, and he had some really iconic lines. So I feel like if Jared Leto had played this silent but deadly, unpredictable killer type of character, which I think Hot Toys captured the expression of with this head sculpt, I think it would have been a really great portrayal actually. The paint application is also really great. You can very clearly see the skin texturing under the pale complexion, which is something that Hot Toys did with the Harley Quinn figure from this same line, which I just retro reviewed if you want to check it out. And then the combination of the bright green, slicked back hair, plus the bright red lips, I just think it really helps the head sculpt stand out in your display, even if the costume is kind of like simplistic, I guess, because it is just a tuxedo. Why do I always get a cough when I'm filming these videos? Fucking hell. And I also think the sculpt work is really great, and the likeness is pretty much spot on with Jared Leto's Joker. Like, I don't think there's anything they could have really improved to make it better. They pretty much got it right. Now on to the costume itself, which I think is some of the best 6 scale tailoring in my collection. Might be the best. I think this figure exemplifies how good a suited up character can look if the tailoring is really, really great. And I know I kind of harp on tailoring a lot, but it's only because I know how difficult it is and how much skill it takes to properly tailor and create a life-size garment like a t-shirt. So how much more difficult and how much more skill does it take to make a garment for a 12-inch figure, right? Just like this, like that's really difficult. And so I can't help but stop and appreciate really good 6 scale tailoring, because I know those are very skillful and masterful hands that created this suit. Some of the great things that help to make this whole ensemble look really great. The weight of the jacket's fabric is pretty heavy, and that allows it to basically hold all the other inner layers in place. And what's more is that the inside of the jacket is actually covered in like this pleather material, which adds even more weight and helps to kind of like flatten out the fabric to prevent any sort of air pockets and to help keep the fabric matted down. And especially because if you can see, the lapels are just folded out. They're sort of like the inside of the jacket and then folded out. There are also a bunch of little details all over the jacket, like buttons and of course the white rose on the left breast. The waistcoat is also made of a pretty thick fabric. I actually think it's quite similar in thickness to the jacket, but it's cinched very tightly to the body, and that helps prevent any fabric bloat, any wrinkling, and any pockets of air from sort of making the tuxedo look too puffy. So it can maintain that very tight looking tailoring. You might also notice the sleeves aren't too like thick and puffy and big, and that suggests to me that the inner shirt is made out of a very thin fabric, kind of like with the in-art Joker. The dress shirt was very, very thin, and it didn't create any sort of like unnecessary thickness in the sleeves that might make the sleeves appear too big or even restrict articulation. The articulation of the arms on this figure, it could be better. I'll say that. The elbows can bend pretty well. It's the shoulders that are kind of hard to articulate. Like you can't really raise the arm forward like this too much because of and that probably is because of the thickness of the jacket. Unfortunately, there is a bit of yellowing on the waistcoat, and the bow tie seems to have gotten it worse, and there's a little bit of yellow splotches on the dress shirt. That's probably just a factor of time, I guess. I'm not sure if there's a way for me to amend it. I'm not sure if I have the skill to amend it if there was. And lastly, the trousers are a wide pant style, sort of baggy but not too baggy. Just the right amount of bagginess, and they taper off at the perfect length. Now, another reason why I really felt myself drawn to this figure was the badass accessories. And when I say badass, these accessories are so freaking cool, man. The one that you've probably already noticed is the gold-plated AK-47, which is just, I feel like only the Joker would go out of his way to get a gold-plated AK-47. Some other really cool accessories that I love in particular are the purple cane that you see here and the purple handgun, which is just another thing that's like, yeah, I mean, I guess Joker would get a purple handgun. All of them are very detailed, very painted very well, and they really help to make this figure stand out in your display. So yeah, that's the Tuxedo Joker. It's a figure that probably would look better with the rest of the Suicide Squad line. I mentioned earlier that I have the Harley Quinn figure from the same movie, from the same line, and they look really good together. I almost always pose them together. I also have the Deadshot figure from the same movie, which I'm gonna retro review soon, so please subscribe, stay tuned for that. Even though the figures and the characters from this Suicide Squad movie, the 2016 one, they might not have been the best representations or portrayals of the characters, I think it's undeniable that they have their character design and their costumes have so much personality and detail, and I think they just look really great together. So that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at Lancelot's Nerd Corner. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.